All right, we have a Fox News alert. President Trump issuing a warning to Iran after continued strikes against Israel have not stopped for 5 days. Iran should have signed the deal, he said. I told them to sign it. What a shame and waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Iran. Mark Dubowitz is here. He's the CEO of Foundation for Defense of Democracy. He's been studying this for decades. He's going to break down what Iran has, what Israel has, and what the target should be. Mark, great to see you.
Thanks, Brian.
So let's begin and talk about what Iran has. They have enough rockets to be able to hit any of these areas, correct?
That is right. I mean, Iran has not only threatened to go after U.S. forces and our Gulf allies, it's hit our Gulf allies before in Saudi Arabia, in the UAE. And so our Gulf allies are afraid that Iran is going to use these missiles to attack them.
So we're worried about our troops in Iraq. We're worried about our troops in Qatar. I got it. But do you think that they would hit a Gulf state in order to, I guess, throw it off put pressure on other countries to stop Israel from hitting them?
Not only do I think so, they've actually threatened to do so, and they've already done so. So that's exactly the way that they want to involve the Gulf allies, put pressure on the Gulf allies, and try to deter our involvement.
So you hear about ballistic missiles. What does Iran have? Is Israel surprised by the number that they have? Here's a look of, if you're going to go shopping, this is what Israel has put on their Amazon account. What rockets should we be thinking about, and what do you think is key for what these rockets are capable of?
Well, first of all, anything that is nuclear capable is defined as a 500-kilogram payload delivered over 300 kilometers. So that's nuclear capable. If these missiles get into Israel, and if the Iranians were developing nuclear warheads, which is exactly what Israeli intelligence said they were going to do, they could deliver not just a conventional payload, but a nuclear payload. And they've got these from the Chinese, the North Koreans, and the Russians. You
know, what's so interesting is you got David Sling, you have the Iron Dome, you got 2 arrow systems, and you have a laser system, and somehow between 10 and 15% are still getting through. This is the tougher question. Is there any rocket in particular that's giving the Israelis trouble more than they thought?
Well, I think the Shahab 3s are very dangerous. I mean, they've got the largest ballistic missile inventory in the Middle East, 3,000 ballistic missiles, 2,000 of them capable of reaching Israel. And the Israelis, I think, have knocked out about 50% of their ballistic missile capability. The Israeli Air Force is hunting missile launchers. That's exactly what they're going after. They've knocked out about 30% of those.
Not easy. A lot of them are in back of trucks. All right, now let's see what Israel has got and bringing to the table. This is what they've been doing. They've been using fighter jets. They've been going about 1,000 miles, hitting different military targets, not civilian targets, although they hit state-run media yesterday.
Yeah, that was a big hit. I mean, the Islamic Republic of Iran's broadcasting is not only a command center for the military, but it's also their propaganda center. And I know many Iranians were celebrating inside Iran when they took out that propaganda node.
And they do believe between them expending their arsenal, Iran's arsenal, and Israel absorbing it, they now have free reign of the skies. They have no fear of being taken out by any S-300 system.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, missiles are getting through. I mean, the Arrow system, this 3-tier defense system with the United States and Israeli pilots up in the air shooting them down, 90% success rate, but 10% are getting through. That does a lot of damage. Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, Brian, has made it very clear he has commanded his military to intentionally kill the Israeli civilians.
Right. He's got to change his roster. A lot of his good allies and commanders are dead. Let's take a look at what's happening here. So when they get over Iran, where are they targeting? You got Fordo, which I hear is pretty much intact, according to the IAEA. Natanz has been hit pretty hard. What about the other facilities?
Yeah, I mean, the key nuclear facilities, they've destroyed Fordo enrichment facility, or I should say they've destroyed Natanz. Fordo is intact, deep underground, hundreds of meters underground. But they've gone after military bases and missile bases. They've gone after key nodes in the nuclear weapons program, taking out SPND, the Ministry of Defense. The Israelis launched this, Brian, because they had exquisite intelligence that Khamenei had ordered his nuclear weapons scientists to develop the warhead, the last remaining element of a deliverable nuclear weapon.
Right, and they keep saying, we were going to continue to enrich. So if you're going to continue to spin centrifuges and enrich, why even have talks? And lastly, the defense system that is trying to keep all the Israelis safe, this is what they have, and this is what we've been helping out with. We're using our fighter jets, I think the F-35s, in order to knock rockets out of the sky as we can. But they are not putting fighter jets in the sky. They pretty much don't have an Air Force. Yeah,
the Air Force has been destroyed on the ground. This is the three-tier air defense system I was talking about. It's Iron Dome, it's David Sling, and it's Arrow. And it's a combination of also our carrier strike groups that are helping defend Israel.
And if you look over your left shoulder, this is the Arrow system, this is David Sling, and this is the Iron Dome. And that laser system has got a lot of people intrigued. But a lot of times when the rockets hit, the debris also, it stops the rocket from getting to its target, but it doesn't stop the debris from hitting the ground. That's causing damage.
That's right. And dozens of Israelis have been killed and hundreds have been injured. They're all in their shelters and they're still waiting for more ballistic missile and drone attacks.
So do you think we should help them finish the job at Fordo?
We got to help them finish the job because Fordo is deeply buried underground. That's where their enrichment facilities are. That's where they'll put their weapons scientists, their new conversion facilities. That's where they could break out to a nuclear weapon. We got the B-2 bombers. We got 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrators. Only we can slice through the concrete, slice through the mountain under which the nuclear site is buried and take it out and end the nuclear weapons program once and for all.
Unless they want to put people on the ground to go in and blow that thing up, it's hard to imagine even Mossad in a mountain trying to find out where the nuclear energy is and how they get out. It's going to be a big time. President Trump's got some big decisions. Mark, thanks so much for breaking it down for us. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.